almost looking like Avatar. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that we know it's good. It's going to be very good. We just don't know how good it is. So it's almost like organic. Plans will change along the way. It's going to become more beautiful and all that. That's going to quickly summarize and this net transformation.
Hi everyone. Hi, thank you for joining me for another series at the Property Vibe. I'm Josephine here. So I hope you have a cool Sunday. I think it's raining outside. And also, as you know, the economy has reopened recently in the phase 2. So I guess many of us has went out for dining or also probably have met out some of the friends that we have not seen for 3 months. So today I'm really very pleased to have my colleague. His name is Benedict Choo. He's from Huttons. So he's going to share with you this great project called the Sky Everton. So it's a freehold development in the so-called District 2 area. So he was also touch on the major transformation that is taking place in the upcoming Greater Southern Waterfront. So as you know that the last major transformation that took place in Singapore was actually the Marina Bay Sand. So for this upcoming transformation, right, is actually 6 times the size of Marina Bay Sand. If you have any questions about the Sky Everton and also the Greater Southern Waterfront, you can post your question in the live chat. All right. So also, if you are watching this on a replay, you can also post your questions in the chat so that we can engage and connect with you at the same time and answer your question at the same time. All right. So apart from that, right? At Property Vibe, right? We also not only want to recommend great real estate property for our clients, but we also wanted to be. We are very passionate to bringing values and great content for our clients. So whether it's virtual tours, property videos, or topics around property trends, we actually would like to know what kind of subjects that you are interested in. Is it virtual tours, open house, or probably interviews on property trends? So do submit your request so that we can put it up, and also you can watch and enjoy, and also to gain value from this platform. Hello, Benedict.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, just to share with the audience, like what's the sharing that they are able to take back from your this in terms of your sharing today. Maybe you can briefly share. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's more like an overall perspective of what we've been looking at in terms of the Everton area and all that. I think a lot of the take is actually on the Greater Southern Waterfront. You know what's upcoming and all that. In fact, it's an area. I think anybody who's looking for own stay or investment does need to look at this area because of the supply factor. Always look at that. A lot of things is back to demand and supply. Regardless whether you buy for own stay or investment, you want your condo that you invested in, your interest is well taken care of. So it's important to look at the investment element, look at the demand and supply.
Okay. So basically for the overall is the demand supply in that District 2 area lah.
District 2 area demand supply, especially for freehold, is very minimum. And then, of course, I think a lot of people want to make use of the advantage of the Greater Southern Waterfront. That is transformation. In my opinion, is the magnitude will not be replicated again in Singapore. We don't have such big piece of land for such a massive transformation anymore. So we know the demand part is already taken care of. So now we can count the supply, whether the supply it's a lot or not, or for the matter, because this Greater Southern Waterfront is going to take at least about 20, 40 years to fully transform. So it's also important that you look at something that's freehold in that area to be able to enjoy the full transformation benefit.
Okay, thank you, Benedict. So I catch
Thank
up
you.
with you probably later. All right,
Okay, can.
thanks. Yeah,
Will do.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Bye.
Before I go on with the sharing of the development itself, a little bit on the disclaimer. Okay, the whole slides that I've been putting up on this, all this actually been put up by me. So some of the information I expect all over the place. So it is a way of me integrating the data and the development as well. So for all those who are actually looking for development, regardless whether is it in Singapore, whether it's District 1, 2, 9, 10, I think some prudency, some internal or personal analysis is actually like kind of vast. Okay? Okay, before I go on, a quick reminder for all, anyone who is buying a condo or looking for a condo, always be very, very clear about your motivation of the place. Whether is it a need, okay, whether it's needs or wants, or whether you're buying for homestay or investment. And of course, you must be prudent, okay? You must know your own finance, buy within your budget, and must ensure that you have holding power. Okay, the next is, of course, research and analysis. So sometimes your real estate salesperson will be able to give you some very good advice, or you can actually do some of your own reading or googling to find out more information. So we always don't depend entirely on one source. But then again, it's important that you work together closely with the salesperson so that your relevant questions can be answered. Okay, let's begin with zooming on Sky Everton. Before I go on with the zooming on Sky Everton, I thought this is actually a very nice video that I can share with you. So from this video itself, you'll be able to see the surrounding, the condo development, the facilities and all this, and even the surrounding. So let's take a look at this video first before we proceed. And of course, later we can come back more on just of the surrounding and even the development itself. Wow, wow, wow. Your picture speaks 1,000 words. I think earlier on the video speak probably 1,000,000. So we got to see the surrounding and all that. It's actually very, very beautiful. Not just surrounding, but even within the condo itself, which I'm going to share with you more later. So a little bit on, let's start off with a little bit on the surrounding and all this to see, what we actually up against. Okay, this whole place is actually quite unique. To give you a head start, Sky Everton is actually a 161.5 meter tall building, okay, tall tower. It's actually the tallest tower within the 4 developments out there. So if you're wondering why am I comparing only with 4 developments, the whole of Everton's Spottiswoode area, technically there is only 4 developments, which means the supply is actually quite low. So everything else you see is probably like shop houses and some HDBs and all this. And for your info, within close proximity to us is also the most iconic public housing that we have, at Duxton's. So back to where we are, okay. The 4 developments are namely Sky Everton, Spottiswoode Residence, Spottiswoode 18 and Spottiswoode Suites. Okay, the newest one being Spottiswoode Suites. All the developments down there is actually freehold. So as you know, that freehold actually in Singapore is kind of like very, very rare. The government doesn't sell you freehold land. In fact, they only sell you government land sales, which is actually 99 leasehold. So if anybody wants to get their hands at hold of a freehold land, probably 100% of the time, there is already something on that piece of land. Okay, so you probably have to tear it down and rebuild into something brand new, which is what happens to us. We are actually an en bloc site, previously known as Asia Garden. So we are the latest kid on the block, say. If you look at the 4 developments itself, the land size ranges from as small as a 3,588 all the way to 9,400 being Spottiswoode Residence. Okay, but you look at the number of units, they aren't actually that much of a difference. Our unit size is 262 units, which means that it's actually quite okay. Our land size is almost that of Spottiswoode 18 and Spottiswoode Suites together. But in terms of the number of units, we are barely like only 11 units more than Spottiswoode 18. And the other interesting thing to note about this whole area is all the developments down here, okay, let's say we start off with Spottiswoode 18 and Suites. Spottiswoode 18 and Suites only got 1 and 2 bedroom. Okay, whereas Spottiswoode residents have 1 to 3 bedroom. So there's actually no development in this area that has actually got 1 to 6 bedroom, or in fact, 3 bedroom is actually kind of rare in the area. 4 bedroom definitely there isn't any available, let alone 5 or 6 bedroom. Okay, so the other reason why people are actually looking at this area is actually the the mega transformation. In fact, in my opinion, I will call it almost like an organic transformation. Later, I will share with you as we go along, then you will realize why I call it even like organic transformation. And last, of course, the connectivity in this whole area. Okay. First and foremost, I think if I were to pose a question to everyone, you're given a choice. Let's say price remains constant. I mean, in econs, we always have to do some assumption. Assuming the price remains constant, I give you a freehold development and leasehold development. Which one would you choose? I think everybody will probably choose freehold development. Unless they are not given a choice, they will probably go for a leasehold development. And if you look at the surrounding, the area along District 2 itself, over the years, prices has increased by 339.55%. So that's actually quite a fair bit. But again, how to ensure that actually the whole place is still growing? Okay, freehold property in District 2 largely remains very scarce, with very, very, very limited availability, only available to process of on block sales. So that's why you can see in the longer run, anybody who want to buy this area itself, they will still, go for the freehold property. And this is even more so because the whole transformation around this whole area is going to be massive. Okay, I'm not too sure how long it's going to take. It could take up to 20, 40 years. So all the more it's important that you actually own a freehold property, because not only you make money, okay, your next buyer, the second buyer, the third resale buyer can also actually enjoy some appreciation along the line. The issue about some development at times is the transformation takes too long and then the tenure is too short. So nobody really get to enjoy the benefit of the appreciation other than the first owner. Okay, to touch on a little bit on the surrounding, let me just switch this to a pointer. Okay, if you can see, we are actually down here. Okay, we are actually located in 50 Everton Road. If you realize just now, the other three development, all their development name is a Spottiswoode there. So actually, the other three development are all located in Spottiswoode area. We are the only one that is actually located in the Everton area. In case some people wondering, so what's the difference? There's actually quite a fair bit of difference. If you realize, the major part of the activities is actually over here. Okay, where the Tanjong Pagar, Shenton Way, and everything is. And then the other three Spottiswoode is actually along this portion down here where you can see my pointer. Okay, so everybody has to pass by us to go to Tanjong Pagar, to go to Chinatown, to go to Outram Park, and all that. So we are the one that is actually closest to all those amenities. Okay, and if you this one, I'm going to just give you a very broad-based, understanding of the surrounding. Later we can go into even more detail. If you look all the way up, was this pointer here? This is actually facing north. So the north of it is actually facing some shop houses, then followed by our Singapore General Hospital. Later I'll touch on a little bit on the Singapore General Hospital. And then after that, if you cross even further, you come to Rio Valley, then Orchard Road. Okay. And towards this south direction, where my pointer is again, okay, this will be towards the Greater Southern Waterfront direction. As you can see the word now here, Greater Southern Waterfront. This is where our container terminal is right now. They're going to shift in 2027. So this one is actually facing south. You'll be facing our Pulau Brani and then towards Sentosa direction. So you're actually going to get some Seaview. And if you look at the surrounding itself, you'll be surprised why development that's actually located in town is actually surrounded by some greeneries, which is kind of rare, especially when it comes to the development in the town area. You can see here, over here, and here as well. So in fact, right on our doorstep, in fact, just outside the development, is also a reserve greenery land. Okay, this is a little bit into the immediate surrounding. I'm just going to share with you some of the changes that is going to be around in the area itself. Now we're going to look at our immediate neighbor. This is within the District 2, within our Spottiswoode and Everton precinct itself. So some of the changes has been highlighted here in the 2014 and the 2019 master plan. Okay, so this is a game actually I played with my colleagues. We call it Spot the Different. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. Okay, starting from my right let's go from right to left. Okay, so starting from the right, you see some changes. Number one here, you can see a change of place of worship. So previously, there's actually a little place of worship in our own KTM railway station. This blue thing is actually our old previous KTM railway station, where we used to take a train to KL, to other parts of Malaysia and all that. So this thing has been since scrapped off, okay, and it's going to turn into something majestic, mega in the near future. So you can see we're actually from here, we are down here. Everton is actually here, 2.8 port ratio, okay, and the new one is actually same thing, 2.8 port ratio as well. Okay, so the first thing that go is actually the change in the place of worship. Okay, so in the long run, this thing is going to look like this. Okay. The next is actually there's going to be a new service road down here. This is the service road linking Spottiswoode side here towards Everton side here. As I mentioned to you earlier on, actually the service road it doesn't really serve us much because it's actually more for the convenience of people in Spottiswoode. You realize that the Spottiswoode is actually further away from Tanjong Pagar and all the happenings that's actually in District 2. So this service road is actually open more for them. Number 3, Reserve Park. So if you notice here, there's actually a 2.8 port ratio over here, and then there's a green land over here. So by 2019, they actually changed the master plan and then revert this back into a reserve park. Okay, so at that point of time when the developer actually unblocked this place, actually they are expecting to have a 2.8 port ratio residential land in front of them. Okay, so we are kind of lucky in a sense. So after they unblock, the government decides to change this into a reserve land, which means that the residents, owners or the tenants of Sky Everton can actually enjoy that block Seaview. Okay, the next is actually the Cantonment MRT. So as mentioned earlier on, this is actually our previous KTM station. So this thing will be turned into a Cantonment MRT. So some of the things will be preserved. Okay, some of the things will be like there's going to be the whole facade preserved back, but there's also going to be expansion and all this. If you notice the blue part, we are almost double the size of what KTM previously. For those who have been to KTM station last time, or maybe take a tour recently, KTM station is not really that small, but they're going to extend it even bigger if you can see from here. And it has actually a 4.2 port ratio. So of course they're not going to build above ground, because what I understand is they're going to make it into a museum and then preserve the facade of the development itself. So high chance they're going to go underground. Of course, 4.2 ratio, usually in a building, you can actually be very tall. I don't foresee them going very, very deep underground, but it's going to be big and massive in my opinion. Okay. And then this KTM station will also be our new Cantonment station, which is approximately about 200 meters away from us only. And some of the other things that actually has changed includes, for example, new residential land here. Okay, so this yellow color part you see previously, this is actually where the container terminal is. Yellow is for commercial. So now they're going to change it into residential over this area itself. And then of course some of the area, including here, also going to be residential, and they are subject to detailed planning. And then the next thing is of course this rail corridor, this greenery patch that you see down here. Okay, so there's going to be this rail corridor that's going to start off with the cantonment where we are, and stretches all the way until Woodlands. Whole thing, the whole thing is actually 24 kilometer long. So you can literally walk from Everton all the way up to Woodlands and back. Okay, we have touched a little bit on District 2, our immediate precinct. Now let's go and look a little bit on the District 1, what are the changes in the whole area. Why do I even call it an organic transformation? You can see on my right is the 2014 master plan. And then on my left is actually the 2019 master plan. If you notice here, some of the port ratio has changed quite significantly. Okay, this is one of the initiative by our URA, our government, to actually rejuvenate the whole area itself, our whole central 1 and 2 area. So you can see some of the port ratio has increased. For example, UOB Plaza from 12.6 to 15.0, and then Capital Spring from 12.6 again to 15. So all this, the port ratio has easily increased to 15. Okay, so it's to encourage existing office developments to convert into hotel or residential use in the near future. So this gives some leeway to the rejuvenation of our District 1 itself, our very, very prime CBD area, financial area. Okay, next, we are still in District 1. Okay, some of the other areas that actually increase. Okay, the change will fall under a new CBD incentive scheme that is actually part of a broader plan by URA. Okay, to increase the population within the city itself. What we call the downtown Marina South Ocho area, Shenton Bay area. For those who are wondering why suddenly the government actually decides to increase port ratio and all this, for the longest time, we have been advocating decentralization. Okay, because at a certain point of time in Singapore, our Shenton Way, our CBD area has become too congested. So the government came up with the idea of decentralizing. So what we did was we actually built a new region. We built quite a few regional centers. Like for example, our Tampines Regional Center, Woodlands Regional Center, and even our Jurong, they call it the second CBD. However, if you look at the bigger picture, well, we need really, if you look at the government plan, yes, we need to decentralize the whole area. Okay, we need to decentralize Singapore. We cannot have like the CBD area too congested. However, I think there's a problem that actually arises from there. Okay, Singapore, we really depend a lot on putting ourselves in the world market, in the global arena, to let people know that we are actually the financial hub. We are the place where people put their headquarters, where the big MNCs put their headquarters in and all that. So for the longest time, we are actually decentralizing. Okay, so in some extent, the MNCs are not going to be affected. If let's say you ask me to, you ask the MNCs, hey, come join me at the Tampines Regional Center. We got this very nice regional center that's going to come in. I mean, you look at Dyson. Dyson is not going to come to Singapore because you're going to sell him a house in Tampines. Not that Tampines is not a good place, or for example, not that Jurong is not a good place. They are, but it's just a different thing. You can't put it in the world stage. So in order to attract the world come to Singapore, you need to have something that's very prime that you can showcase to them. That Singapore has a big, in fact, a very big plan to rejuvenate the whole Singapore itself, especially when we are so scarce in terms of land and all that. Next, on District 2 itself, just now we were looking at District 1. So the transformation is not just restricted to District 1. It also expanded to District 2 itself, which is where we are. Okay, some of the port ratio you see, for example, here, International Plaza, 20 Anson, Capital Tower, ASB, all of them has the port ratio increase. Highest being 13 at ASB Tower itself. And if you look at it, the URA really want to increase a greater vibrancy in the whole area. So this is going to be an area that it's going to be transformed quite drastically. So previously, people have the impression that when it comes to the Shenton Way, especially when it comes to the night time, it's going to be very, very quiet. So this is something that the URA actually recognize. So that is the reason why they're going to increase more residential in that area. Okay, giving incentive to the developer to increase the port ratio, convert them into residence, mixed-use development like hotel, residence, even offices, grade A offices, and all this. So what they really want to do is to transform it into a very well-connected and vibrant mixed-use district. Okay, offering a very dynamic, innovative business environment. So that was on District 2. We have covered a little bit on District 1 and District 2. Of course, everybody can do their own homework. And some mistake down here, this is actually District 3. Okay, my apologies. The other, why I call it like mega, like organic transformation is because that on top of a CBD transformation that we're going to look at, increase in port ratio, increase in activities, rejuvenation, all this, we also have this thing called the Singapore General Hospital Campus Master Plan. Okay, so within very, very close proximity to us, in fact, walking distance, less than 5-minute walking distance, we have the SGH campus. So right now, all of us know it as the Singapore General Hospital. In the near future, it will be a Singapore General Hospital campus. Okay, so the whole idea is to create the biggest medical campus in Singapore. As of right now, when we talk about the medical campus, we only think about a National University Hospital. That is the other campus that we actually have. So if you think that is big, this is going to be bigger. Okay, so of this itself, 40% of the land itself, which is about 43 hectares, okay, will be used for research and education. 60% will be used for patient care, and also they're going to input a lot of communal living lifestyle into the whole area itself. So making this its own medical campus. And to be honest with you, just by listening to the word Singapore General Hospital Campus Master Plan already impressed me quite a fair bit. So what we have is our typical 2019 master plan, which I shared with you earlier on. On top of that, we even have a master plan for our Singapore General Hospital. Next, we look a little bit on the west side of where we are, where the capital area is. Okay, so the whole Greater Southern Waterfront is going to stretch quite a fair bit. So if you look at the master plan again, on my right is 2014 and on my left is actually 2019. Okay, this capital land that you're looking at, okay, in future, this will be the first one to actually be built into residential housing. So right now, I can't tell you exactly is it going to be public housing or private housing? It will be both, okay? Which is actually kind of good for us, because what we really want is to have government selling new lands, usually at higher price. We know in Singapore it's such one, correct? Price of land A and land B. B is going to be more expensive than A, and C is going to be more expensive than B as we progress. It become more and more. So the whole area itself, I can't really tell you how many pieces of land will be carved out for the whole Greater Southern Waterfront. So just make a simple assumption. Let's say we talk about A to Z. So Z will be more expensive or more costly than the ones that is before that. So you can see there's a lot of opportunity for land price to go up in that whole area itself. And then this one is within our district itself. This is the one that we were talking about earlier on. There is going to be a 24-kilometer rail corridor. Remember I mentioned to you the greenery that we have. And if you can see from here, okay, this is where our Tanjong Pagar railway station is. So in future, this will be a cantonment MRT. They will actually conserve this facade. Okay, this is actually part of our history. And then at the front, which is a car park right now, they're going to convert this into a big lawn area where you can actually hold a big scale events and all that. And this will link all the way. This starts just in front of us, 200 meters away from us. And this will link all the way up here, okay, and then all the way up to Woodlands area. So for those who love some greenery and all that, this will be actually very, very beautiful. You can take a walk or even cycle along the area. And coming to the Greater Southern Waterfront, okay, actually, if you think, let's recap back. Those who remember the Marina Bay area, remember Marina Bay area before they were actually Marina Bay, it was basically just reclaimed land and all that. So if you think that transformation, it's amazing over in Marina area, this one I think is going to be even more amazing. Back then, when the marina started to develop, I remember they were selling the sale, the rich and the affluent. Some of them were complaining, I'm going to buy into the reclaimed land. It doesn't make a lot of sense. They don't see the future, the potential. But of course, those who see the future, the potential, actually reap the rewards. Okay. Today we have our Huttons by the Bay there. We have our Singapore Flyers there. We have Marina Bay Sands there. The whole area has transformed into a beautiful, dynamic area. In fact, that's the area where we actually celebrate our National Day. So it's so vibrant, fireworks and everything. So this is something that's going to be, this is something that we have already seen, in the past, and probably going to happen again. And this time it's going to happen along where the Greater Southern Waterfront is. But a few facts, a few quick facts, fun facts. The Greater Southern Waterfront is actually 6 times the size of Marina Bay. So if you think that the Marina Bay transformation is huge, this is even going to be bigger. Right. It's going to stretch all the way from Pasir Panjang all the way until Marina East. So there's a lot of things that's going to go on. That's why early on when I tell you, when I share with you what I felt about the whole area, transformation almost seems organic. We have the District 1, District 2 port ratio increment. We have the Singapore General Hospital, master plan. We have the 24-click railway corridor, and now we have this Greater Southern Waterfront transformation. These things just keep going like on and on and on. So even if you ask me today, how will the whole area look like in the future? I really can't tell you. You really have to use a bit of imagination. Just to share something with you. Previously, if I were to ask, if I were to tell you, the government is going to build the jewel at Changi. So some of you have been to the jewel at Changi, right? Our airport. Can you imagine like a world tallest man-made waterfall and all that with music playing and all the colors and all that, such vibrancy. So, or for example, our gardens by the bay, almost looking like Avatar. You know what I'm saying about? So these are things that we know it's good. It's going to be very good. We just don't know how good it is. So it's almost like organic. Plans will change along the way. It's going to become more beautiful and all that. So now back to this Greater Southern Waterfront transformation. I'm just going to briefly summarize them into this 10 transformation. First and foremost, this is actually quite interesting. We all know there's going to be a new waterfront district. Okay, you can see from here, new waterfront district. Those that is in peach color, these are all the new waterfront district. Okay, of course, plans by the government can change, but these are the plans where they're going to have residential units. And if you're going to draw reference from a waterfront district, the only other waterfront district that we have in Singapore right now, literally waterfront district, is along the Keppel area where our, next to Vivo and all that. So it's going to be like very beautiful with cascading effect. People can see the Seaview and all this. Okay, then number two, expanding CBD. This one actually interests me a lot. It really puzzled me as well as interests me. So in part of the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation, they mentioned that they're going to expand the central business district. Right now, we know that the central business district is Shenton Way and then our Marina area, Marina East area. So when we ask ourselves, it's going to expand, where is it going to expand? So I was thinking if it expands towards the east, that's where our Golden Mile is, followed by our sports hub, which falls outside this Greater Southern Waterfront. So when I look at this picture, it seems like they can either expand towards the west or expand towards the north. Okay, so if you look at it, we are actually on the path of expansion. So don't be surprised. One day you find your development actually within the CBD. Right now, it's actually not. Okay. Then, of course, number three, we have the Circle Line, the completion of the Circle Line coming up. You can see our station down here. We're actually just in front of here. Okay, this is where Cantonment MRT is. Our development is actually on this red board down here. Okay, definitely within walking distance towards this new Cantonment MRT. In fact, only 200 meters. So other things that's worth mention is probably the maximizing water resources, number 5 here. Okay, so this is going to be a new area where they can actually maximize the resources. The only reference I can think of right now is actually our Marina Barrage. Okay, so this will be somewhat similar to Marina Barrage, where you have you might have lifestyle restaurants and a little bit of residential housing. I don't know, it could be like that, and definitely Instagram worthy. An area where you can just don't be surprised you have something like a new what I call that gardens by the bay around that whole area itself. And then of course number 6, very important, development of Pulau Brani. So as I'm talking to you, there are some changes in the Brani terminal plan. Okay, so right now Brani terminal, Sentosa and Brani, they now have their own master plan again. You see, that's the reason why I say the whole transformation is actually like organic. So right now they actually got this Sentosa Brani transformation again. So they're going to put this thing together to build a new recreation lifestyle area in combining both Sentosa and Brani. So I don't know whether I got time to share with you. This thing came out in one of the CNA news. They shared some video of it. If I got time, I'll try to share it with you. So apart from the master plan that we have seen, apart from the Greater Southern Waterfront, apart from the SGH master plan, and then now they got this thing called the Sentosa Brani master plan. So the whole area is going to go through a massive transformation, I think, beyond our imagination, really. So even if we were to revert back to what happens in the Marina area, this might be even bigger. And the other interesting thing is this: for those who are looking for a development for investment, you want to buy into a growth area within Singapore. So I just want to pose a question to everybody. This place is 6 times the size of Marina. Okay, our prime area in Singapore is 10910. So can you imagine this? 6 times the size of Marina. Can this thing happen in Marina area? Is there land to rejuvenate to the extent that it's like 6 times the size of Marina. We can't do this thing. We can't replicate this thing in District 1. We can't replicate this thing in District 9. We can't replicate this thing in District 10. The size of the transformation itself, only way I think you unless we're going to flatten Bukit Timah Hill, or we're going to go all the way to Jurong, where there is more land available, more reclaimed land available, which we are not, because that is our Jurong Island and all that. So this transformation is almost impossible to replicate in the future. That kind of massive transformation. Okay, a little bit on the MRT in the whole area itself. Okay, we are very, very close to Cantonment MRT. In fact, it's only like 2 minutes walk. So I like to joke with some of my colleagues. If you are, standing on the sky deck, 14th floor or 24th floor, you're sleeper, if you're big size, strong enough, maybe a little bit like my size, you take it and you throw, you might even hit the MRT station itself. So that will be our Cantonment MRT station down here. This will be the one that's actually closing the whole full circle, making the complete circle. And this MRT is actually very, very important. Because if you look at it, okay, one stop down is Prince Edward. This is where our CBD is, our financial center is. And one stop back is actually where Keppel MRT station is. So you know that at this point of time, they have a big plan for the Keppel transformation and all this. So this MRT station, this circle line is actually it's one of the more important line on top of the green line. It used to be green line being the more important one because it cuts across our CBD. This circle line will be the one that will be serving mainly the CBD and the more central area. Okay, so we are very lucky. In fact, we are close proximity to 3 MRT stations, being Tanjong Pagar, Outram Park, as well as Cantonment, which is under construction. They'll be ready in 2025. Okay, and then the best part is it's all like different line. Here we have the Circle Line. Here we have 3 other lines, being the Thomson East Coast Line, we are East West Line, and downtown. Not downtown line, but then
Thomson
East West Line, North East Line, as well as Thomson East Coast Line. Yeah. So in total we have 4 MRT lines, 3 MRT stations. I doubt any development. I can't be right all the time. Like I say, I already got my disclaimer early on. But I really think there is not many developments in the world in Singapore that is within close proximity to 3 MRT stations and 4 lines. So this is going to be a huge advantage for those buying for investment. Next, this is something quite interesting. I extracted this from CNA News. New station, new lines planned for Singapore Rail Network. Okay. Singapore, as we are talking, is the only place in the world, I think, one of the rare few places in the world that doesn't even have a rail network. So what happened is CNA reported, accessibility to the rail network is set to further improve with the extension of some lines. Okay, among the proposals announced, these are all proposals announced on May 25. The Land Transport Authority, in its Land Transport Master Plan, they have a Land Transport Master Plan 2040. Is the addition of 2 new stations on the North-South line, and then this will be the rail line. Okay, we can see from here, Singapore Rail Network. Starting, to serve now, for example, Woodlands, Sembawang, Sengkang, Serangoon. Starting from where? Starting from, again, the Greater Southern Waterfront, which is where we are again. So, by now, I think you should be able to see the government's emphasis, on the Greater Southern Waterfront. It seems like every plan that they have will start off with the Greater Southern Waterfront, which is like the right in front, right doorstep in front of us. So that's kind of amazing. So when I say again, we are really going into an area where there's mega organic transformation, I think it's quite fair to say that. Okay, now since we have seen the video, just dive straight into the development itself. So address-wise for us, it's going to be 50 Everton Road. Sometimes number like this does matters. Okay, you need the 100. 51, that kind of numbers make it the most desired address of tomorrow. Okay, this is where we are. Okay, to give you a little orientation again, this is where the Cantonment, the MRT is previously our KTM station. So when you see this greenery right in front of us, this is not because we are artist impression. Then there's going to be greenery right in front of us. This thing is there. Literally right in front of us. Remember just now I shared with you the reserve land. So that place is going to be reserved. Over at here is where the Brani terminal is. In this patch of greenery is where the Brani terminal is. So from here, if you look at it, we are actually quite majestic, quite tall, 161.5 meter tall. Of course, that's not that we are the tallest building, but within the same area itself, we are one of the tallest really. And then behind here is where the shop houses is. So on this direction, we are almost like direct north-south facing. So that being the south, where my pointer is right now is being the north. So on the north, you see where my pointer is, that is where some shop houses is. They are probably like 2.5 story tall, that kind of thing. So our unit actually starts from level 5. So basically everything, even the facilities will clear the shop houses. So you will actually have this block view for very far distance. Okay, this is a night view. Okay, as mentioned, this is where the greenery is. Okay, and then this is where Everton Road is. So earlier on, I also mentioned there's going to be a new service road. So the service road will run just right in front of us here. You see my pointer? Right in front of us here, linking over Everton here, and then Spottiswoode here, linking these two roads together. Okay, and as mentioned before, this actually benefits the people in Spottiswoode more because all the major activities is all around this area. Even coffee shops, cafes, and all this. Just now when you see the video, there's some coffee shops, cafes. They are all around the shop houses over here. So very nice cafe, very nice restaurants. In fact, if you Google some of the nice cafes in Singapore, probably Everton will come out of it. Okay, to touch on the facilities a little bit, we actually, it's kind of quite unique in the sense we actually a single tower building. So single tower building with full facilities in Singapore is very, very rare. To begin with, first and foremost, tennis court. Not many developments in the area has actually got tennis court. There's only one other development being Spottiswoode 18 Suites that has a tennis court. Even the bigger units, bigger developments doesn't have tennis court around this whole area. Okay, so coming home, this is actually Everton Road. You drive in, okay, and then car park wise, it's actually 1-to-1. We have 262 units. We have a parking lot for every single residence. So those who are actually frequent investors or have been looking for properties in the central area will realize this also. A lot of the developments within the central area or prime area, they usually don't give 1-to-1 parking. Across over and across this Shenton Way, some of the developments even charges you parking space. It means whatever maintenance fee you pay for does not include parking space. But in this case, Sky Everton actually includes. Okay, so we are full-fledged condo facilities. If you can see from here, there is actually 1, 2, 3, 4 swimming pool. So how often you see a single tower development with 4 pools? You know, that's why we dare to confidently say we really don't have that much of competition. And this one is actually like a infinity pool going this way 25 meters, and then you will be hanging over the edge down here, and right in front of us here is actually this shop houses. So, and we have also got some party area, internet, spas over at this side, and then children's pool over here. Then this number 31 is actually hydro massage bed, hydro back massage, and all this. And then over here, okay, for a development like this kind of size, this one is actually quite rare. This is actually a 50-meter lap pool. Right beside us are the greeneries really. Okay, so we actually have a 50-meter lap pool over here. And over at this corner, we also have more gathering areas and all this. On top of this, we also have some facilities on level 14 and 24 where our sky deck is. Okay, share with you, this is where the 50-meter lap pool is. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, right beside here is the reserve park. Okay, and you can see from here, we have nice tall pillars over here. You don't have a unit that's actually like directly on the same level as the pool area. So this is actually quite important because a lot of high-end development, you need to have all these nice tall big pillar, to set you apart from the normal developments. This is a view from the 5th floor. As mentioned earlier on, we have some party area, gathering area over here. This is where the infinity pool hanging over here. As you can see, it's actually hanging over here. And then this is where the children's family pool is, and then behind the hydrotherapy pool. So this whole level 5 is like really Instagram worthy. We are expecting people to sing all the way down here, take some nice pictures and all this. And given the vibrancy of the people, the residents around the whole area, it's actually very popular with young, fashionable people who opt for that kind of lifestyle and style. And even for tenant-wise, you'll notice that there's a lot of Asian expats around that whole area itself. So many of them will really appreciate this outdoor area, pool area and all this. So this will be one of the main attracting points for those who are buying for investment. Okay. This is actually our sky deck on the 14th floor. Okay, so you can see on the 14th floor itself, starting from my right down here, there's actually a sky gym. So as you're running on the treadmill itself, you'll be looking towards this Greater Southern Waterfront area. Okay, and behind here, this one, there's another football gym. Okay, and then we also have a children's playground down here. Okay, then more gatherings area over at this corner. You can actually just sit down, chill and relax. And bear in mind this, because we are not south facing, in front and back, we are unblocked. Even on the 14th floor, I'm expecting, very windy, very breezy on the level 14. So sometimes you might really want to sit around here, to enjoy the view and all this. And for those who are new to the area itself, in front of us, as mentioned before, is actually where the Brani terminal is. It will go off in 2027. And then even after that, that will be Sentosa. These days, of course, Sentosa, on some days you'll be able to see some laser shows, fireworks from Resort World Sentosa as well. Next, more pictures to give you an idea, how the 14th floor will look like. Okay, you'll likely be facing the sea and like that. Beautiful view. And in front will be the Brani Sentosa. Okay, this is where how our gym will look like. More gathering areas. This one is on the 24th floor. So we got two viewing deck on the 14th and on the 24th floor. 24th floor is more like a family gathering area. A few things to highlight. Over here, we have a teppanyaki area. Okay. Then we have some nice sittings down here. Really let you enjoy the breeze as well as enjoy the sea view. Okay. And then here, there's another kitchenette where you can actually do cooking, organize activities. So we have a lot. In fact, on the first floor, we have it. On the 14th floor, we have it. On the 24th floor, we have it also. Okay. So a lot of beautiful areas to hang out. Sometimes even if you look at it, I can even foresee myself, especially when this circuit breaker just started, right? You can actually foresee yourself, booking one of the facilities and then going down there to do your work or maybe even do your meetings with a very nice background at the back and all that. So this is going to be quite interesting. As we go into now, because of circuit breaker, I think a lot of people realize that we really need a development that has the view, more greenery, outdoor space and all this. I think Sky Everton will fit perfectly into that. You can see from here, beautiful. We have a kitchenette on the side down here. You can actually entertain your guests, maybe even hire a chef. Okay, and you realize that a lot of the furnishings that we have, they are big, very very elegant looking and all that. Now back to the units itself. Okay, as mentioned earlier from the beginning, we are actually 80% sold. So if you look at this one, all the units available right now are 15th floor and above. In fact, 19th floor and above. So for the whole of Sky Everton right now, we are left with a 3-bedroom, okay, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom penthouse, and 6-bedroom penthouse. For the 3-bedroom penthouse, you are looking at this one. Look at number 9 and 2, okay? So these two. So we have a 915 square feet 3-bedroom. They're all very, very squarish layout, very, very functional. Remember, I was telling you, in front of you will be the shop houses and all this. Nothing is going to block you at all. Okay? And then going further up, on the 25th floor is where our 4-bedroom are. Okay, the 4-bedroom starts from 25th floor all the way until the 35th floor. Then our penthouses will be on the 36th floor. Okay, so you can see the 5-bedroom penthouse is actually facing the city. The 6-bedroom penthouse is actually facing the sea. Later, I'll share the floor plan with you in a bit more detail. This is to give you an idea of how, let's say, the penthouse will look like. Okay, facing out towards the sea direction. So you'll be like really, literally on top of the world, but you don't have to pay for the top of the world pricing. So imagine, multiple 10 over millions in wallage and all this. We are actually we are in fact not near that. But of course, the fact remains, we are freehold. So if you want to enjoy the full transformation, the organic transformation in this whole area, I think it's actually of paramount importance that you get a freehold, because the whole transformation will take maybe 20, 40 years. Okay, let's take a look at the floor plan. This is our 3-bedroom floor plan. And one thing to highlight about this 3-bedroom floor plan is it comes with a storeroom down here at 915. So you're not going to pay anything extra. So this is a very, very functional. Every single dollar that you pay for the unit itself, you can see where your money goes into. Coming in, you have some, there's a CV and a storage area down here. You can actually put your shoes over at this corner down here, little lobby area. And then when you come in, we have a closed concept kitchen. This portion here will be glass. Okay. So right in front, there's a dedicated dining area. And then there is even a store that connects into the walkway down here. So you want to convert this into a store or convert this into a study, it really depends on you. So it's really ideal for both own stay as well as for investment. So you can literally rent this place out almost like a 3+ study to the tenants around the area. And bear in mind this, because you will receive a lot of inquiries in terms of rental over in the area itself. If let's say you want us to share another day on the CMA and all this, we'll be glad to share more in detail with you. But today we're just going to go through something very general that's going to affect more. We're not going to go into the details of price comparison or rental comparison. But just to highlight to you, the rentability in the area is huge. Even that supply is very, very low. I think it's important when you buy into investment. What I always like to share with some of my clients is this. Whenever people share with you graph, tables, tell you what's going to happen in the future, blah, 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 that kind of thing. To me, yes, in Singapore, because our data are fairly accurate, so most of the time it's going to happen. But end of the day, it's still going to be a predictive future. It's like me looking into crystal ball and telling what's going to happen in the future. But there's something that really cannot change on. That is the supply portion of it, the supply part of it. You can literally count the supply. And earlier on, I already shared with you, the whole area only got 4 developments, each of them ranging from 2 to 300 units only. So you don't see many units happening in this whole area. So the demand for rental is going to be very high, even that because supply is low. You don't have to have exponential demand to come in to rent out the whole place. And we are also a good rivalry to some of the higher end developments in Tanjong Pagar in the District 1 area. Given our full-fledged facilities. So tenants can actually enjoy the same facilities, the same proximity, the same amenities without paying that exponential, that ridiculous rental in some of those developments across the street. Okay, so for 3-bedroom wise, right now, what we have is all 915 square feet, city facing. We have a very attractive unit at 1902. Okay, price starting from 2.410 million. Okay, 2.410 million. This one will be facing the city. This will be the PSF. But to book, this will be the booking, a 5% booking fee of a 120,500. So this is the 3-bedroom that we have. And bear in mind this, earlier on I also shared, we don't have much competition in terms of 3-bedroom. The only other development with 3-bedroom in that area is Spottiswoode Residence. Spottiswoode 18 and Spottiswoode Suites only have 1 and 2-bedroom. So for those who are buying for own stay, looking for 3-bedroom, technically speaking, we don't have choices. It's either we buy Spottiswoode Residence, which is an older development with Hunters Bay windows. Not that it's not a good development, you can still take a look. But if you're looking at a brand new development, we are in fact the only choice. Okay. So from here you can see this is where Sky Everton is. Going towards this direction, okay, this is where the Singapore General Hospital is, and then this is where the Pearl Bank Park is, and then after that you cross further will be River Valley Orchard really. So from here you can see Okay, this one is our 4-bedroom. Remember earlier on we were sharing our 4-bedroom starts from 25th floor and above. So this is actually our 4-bedroom unit. Okay. Sizes is actually 1346. The 4-bedroom actually comes with private lift. This one I really can see myself living here. If I have the budget, really this will be one of those that I'm looking for. If you look at it, coming back from home, okay, drive straight to car park, that kind of thing, you take a private lift, it comes all the way to your unit. So coming out from this one is not included. You don't have to pay for the private lift. So basically, everybody else, this is a secret. Everybody else is paying for your maintenance. So you have private lift here. So the private lift itself, once you come out, you have a private lift lobby. Okay, so there's plenty of room to play around, depending on how you're going to play around. You can actually hack out this wall to create a bigger space. If you want to dedicate a private lift lobby, this will be a shoe cabinet. You can actually put more shoe cabinet in front of you as well. Okay, so when you come out of the lift lobby itself, you have an opening kitchen down here. This will be an island top where you can actually entertain, some guests or have a breakfast and all this. In fact, at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wow, because of the circuit breaker, because now I'm doing a lot of Zoom and all that. Wow, this is an island top I really need. With a nice background down here, I'm ready to go for live Zoom. In fact, okay. So behind here, we actually have what we call the Asian kitchen. So all the appliances will be provided for. There will be a cooker, both induction as well as a gas cooker, and then all provided by SMAC. And then the fridge itself, okay. And then over at this corner, there's a store area as well. So usually 4 bedrooms, some of them might have helper. So this one will be the area that actually house the helper itself. Okay, and then over here we have a junior master. Okay, junior master, and very big living area. The living area is landscape style, which is very nice because not many developments in Singapore are actually landscape in terms of design. But when it comes to the living area, I think everybody wants to have that kind of landed view. So this one is really like landed in the sky. Very nice, spacious living area here. Okay? And the balcony that you're looking at here, over here, will be facing towards the Greater Southern Waterfront. Okay? And then we have the other 2 bedrooms down here, followed by the master over at this corner down here. So all the bedrooms, the junior master, as well as the master, will come with an attached bathroom. And then over at this corner down here, this will be the common bathroom that actually serve bedroom 3 and bedroom 4. So for those who have guests, let's say your guest comes in, of course your guest is not going to shower in the house unless you ask them to shower. We have a powder room down here. So quite interesting. So all your bathroom can continue to remain very private. So guests can actually make use of this powder room over here. And then behind again, there is a little bathroom for domestic helper, your helper. So some of the issues that we face in the market right now, a lot of the 4 bedrooms doesn't come with enough bathroom. This one definitely have. When it comes to 4 bedroom, we expect a family, So this will be one of those that you don't have to wake up in the morning, everybody rushing for the same bathroom and all this. Everybody in this case will have their own bathroom. Okay, so the prices for 4 bedroom comes with private lift, size 1346 square feet. They are all sea facing, starting from level 25, 2503, 2508. Prices starting from 3.699. Okay, so the booking fee for this 4 bedroom is actually 184,950. Take a look, okay, where we are. The 4 bedroom is actually facing towards here. This is actually where Sentosa is. This is where Brani is. Okay, your Cantonment MRT will be somewhere here where the dot is. So given it's from the 25th floor, north-south facing, unblocked and all this, it's going to be a very, very windy development with a huge view in front. Okay, bear in mind this, when I tell you are looking at Brani Sentosa, it doesn't mean you can only look at Brani Sentosa. The whole sky, left, right, the sea, everything right in front where the potential Marina Barrage, the water conservation is this area itself is going to be become. So you literally have an Instagram, worthy development in Sky Everton. It's a matter of enjoying the transformation, the organic kind of transformation. Next, we come to the 5 bedroom itself. 5 bedroom, rare, super, super rare. Okay, as I'm talking to you, I forgot to mention earlier on, those people who were looking at 4 bedroom earlier on, there is no 4 bedroom in that area before we were there. Prior to that, the only bigger unit that you have is actually Spottiswoode residents. Their biggest unit is 3 bedroom. So let's say you are looking for a 4 bedroom to house a family. That is none there. There is only Sky Everton there. So that's a beautiful, beautiful development, ideal for family. Even if you are buying for own stay, there isn't many, buying for investment, sorry, there isn't even many units available for rental in the area. There's no, if you come across a tenant that wants to get a 4 bedroom rental, actually the area, there's none. There's none. Seriously, I'm not joking. Okay, next we have 5 bedroom. So since there is no 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom even impossible. We have 2 units of 5 bedroom penthouse. They are located on the 36th floor. Okay, and then if you look at it, there is some markings with the cross here. Okay, those marking with the cross has higher ceiling. Okay, so this give you, remember the picture that I showed you earlier on, this give you a very luxurious kind of feel. Your 5 bedroom penthouse will be facing the city. This portion here is actually 6 meter high. Amazing. This is 6 meter high. Okay, the junior master and the master bedroom is 5 meter high in terms of ceiling height. Everything else, typical unit, all the other bedroom, earlier on the 3 bedroom that I was sharing with you, they are all 3.25 meter tall, 3.25 meter high. So we are not those development where it's very, very short, 2.4, 2.9, or it's not that. It's going to be 3.25 meter ceiling tall. So even any other units, typical units will almost look amazing because of the high ceiling itself. Okay, so for the 5 bedroom itself, okay, this will be your huge living area. Coming in will be from here. Okay, once you come in, okay, the first portion that you see is your gourmet kitchen down here. Okay, and then inside you have an Asian kitchen. Beautiful, right? So this gourmet kitchen itself will come with the sink down here. Okay, and then after that, behind here, there's also a utility area. This one can be converted to a study. So technically, you're actually looking at a 5 bedroom penthouse with utility, or you can call it even a study, depending on how you can play around. There's a window down here, natural lighting's coming in. So beautiful. Okay, and all the bedrooms will be able to fit in a double bed. Of course, with the master bedroom and the junior master being able to fit in a king size bed. Okay, and then I think because you are on the penthouse, a nice, beautiful, big balcony is definitely a must. This will be very much appreciated by all the expats out there. They like to enjoy more outdoor sun tanning and all that, coming from cold country and all that. So what we have here for 5 bedroom penthouse, it is 1819 square feet. There's only 2 units. They're all city facing. Just now I already shared with you the facing. And then they're all located in 36, okay, level 36, unit number 01 or 10. Next number, you go there. And pricing is 5.717 million. Okay, and when it comes to the booking fee itself, 285,850. So very, very rare, only 2 units. So for those who wants to customize, at this point, I think we still can entertain that. If you want to customize the interior, we can propose to the developer. Some of them think that 5 bedroom is too many, want to convert into slightly lesser bedrooms. Hence, we can put it up to the developer on that. Next, we go to the 6 bedroom. This is amazing. This is amazing. If I share with you, if I tell you just now, the 4 bedroom unit is something that I can really see myself staying. This one, I can, you just gotta have it, that kind of thing. It's going to be a very beautiful development. 36 on level 36, and then it's actually facing the Greater Southern Waterfront, facing Sentosa, unblocked Seaview and all that. Beautiful development. Okay, comes with a private lift. Okay, same thing. Coming back home from the lift, from the car park, you can take straight to your unit itself. And when you come out here, you can see here's the gourmet kitchen. Okay, then we have Asian kitchen at the back, followed by the store. Very similar to the 4 bedroom. Okay, very similar to the 4 bedroom. And then we have a nice big living area down here. Okay, if you notice, you compare this to the balcony is actually not that big, which means that a lot of the space actually go into the usage inside. Okay, and again, same thing. If you are looking a little bit on the customization, you try to propose to the developer, no promises. Of course, subject to at which stage the building has been built up. So this is going to be a very beautiful development, and all the cross you see down here, okay, the cross you see down here, these are all with higher ceiling. Same thing. Typical rooms and actually walkways and everything is all about 3.25 meter high already. But the living area is 6 meter high. When you are a penthouse, you have a 6 meter high ceiling. Oh, that is like a bungalow in the sky already. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, master bedroom here will be 5 meter. Okay, beautiful 5 meter tall ceiling. Okay, and then to count the number of bedrooms, we have starting from here, junior master here. Okay, we have a junior master here, and with this master bathroom down here, they even have their own little balcony down. Sorry, this is the master bedroom. Sorry, master bedroom. Okay, with a little balcony, and then this is the bedroom area, luxurious, a lot of storage space, wardrobe space over here, and then bathroom behind over here. Okay, beautiful. And then this is one bedroom. There's two other bedroom down here. Okay, bedroom 6 and bedroom 5 can be in easily a double bed. Okay, so for those people who want to do some customization and increase the size of your master bedroom, this might be one of those that you can consider. And then we also have another bedroom 3, 4, as well as the junior master over at this side. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms. 6 bedrooms. And then there is no shortage of bathroom as well. So for guests who are coming to this, when you invite your guests in, right, they actually have a bathroom, a powder room over here. So you don't have to, you can still continue, like I mentioned earlier on, you can still continue to maintain the privacy in all your bathroom. So the 6-bedroom penthouse comes with private lift. Okay, it is actually 228 square feet, and this 228 square feet is actually very, very efficient. We got almost near zero wastage of space. Okay, and then it's all sea facing, beautiful sea facing, facing Rani, Sentosa. That openness, and then they are all together level 36. So you got 3603 or 3608. Their price will start from 7. In fact, there's only one price, 7.106 million. Okay, booking fee is 355,300. Okay, so again, 1 to 6 bedroom. So we come to the end of this sharing. Just to summarize everything for you, why buy Sky Everton? Okay, unless in the whole area itself, why buy Sky Everton? Like I mentioned to you, I give you or leasehold. Which one would you want? Freehold. Right. Most of us will agree that we will prefer to have a freehold, okay, especially when the conservation is so mega in the whole area itself. We would be expecting at least 20 to 40 years. You really need the freehold to be able to enjoy the full consummation. Then the other thing, District 2. Singapore most prime area is District 1, 2, and 10. So I don't think anybody will be having a problem staying in District 2. And next, current MRT, we actually have a Outram Park MRT and Tanjong Pagar MRT. Okay, and then come 2025, there's an upcoming Cantonment MRT, which completes the Circle Line. So as mentioned earlier on, one stop down is actually Prince Edward, where our CBD area is. One stop left is actually where the Keppel is. So can you imagine, even if, apart from own stay, even if let's say you're reaching out for tenants, okay, you don't have to pay the high price of being in Prince Edward, being in Shenton Way, but then they're only one MRT stop away. And that MRT itself is only 200 meters away from us. Literally 2 to 3 minutes walk away. Then, of course, the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation, this is something that the whole of Singapore is actually anticipating. In fact, what the government really wants to do is to come up with the plans of this transformation, bring it to the world, showcase to the whole world, what Singapore is actually made of, as I mentioned earlier on to you. And then, of course, we have the upcoming rail corridor, 34-kilometer greenery all the way from where we start towards Woodlands area. Potential upcoming railway, okay, in 2040. This is something that's worth taking note. There will be some new developments coming up in Marina South residence there. Okay, so our back-end research we did, this is just my opinion, we'll be expecting prices to sell down there at least about $3,000, $4,000 per square foot in the Marina area. So, and being part of the Greater Southern Waterfront transformation, there is many lands that is going to be released by the government in ventures and all that. So right now, when we enter into this area itself, being only like 2,000 plus per square foot, it's actually quite a steal. Hey, and not forgetting that we are actually freehold. Whatever the government is going to sell in Marina South residence, in Keppel, right in front of us where the previous container terminal is and all that, those are all going to be 99 leasehold land. Okay, so in short, we are not only are we not premium, you can also say to some extent that we are undervalued, given that we are actually freehold. Okay? And then next, of course, we have the SGH Campus Master Plan, which I mentioned to you. Not only are they going to create the biggest medical campus in Singapore, but also to input a lot of lifestyle, communal living, and all this to making it the whole wholesome living area. And last but not least, the Sentosa Brani Master Plan. Okay, so this whole area is almost very, very organic, mega in terms of transformation. And don't be surprised as we go along. We have many years to go for this whole transformation to take place. There will be new things coming up in the whole area, and there will be a lot of new surprises in the whole area as well. So right now we are left with 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, and 5-bedroom and 6-bedroom penthouse. So for those who are really in, now is the time to take action really. Okay, so I'm coming towards the end. If you've got anything, please revert back to your salesperson, find out more about our Sky Everton. We can go into more details of probably things like the pricing part of it, or even the rentability part of it in another day. So today is just to give you a general idea of how things are in Everton. Why is it so sought after? Why is it 80% so? So those people who seek the opportunity will definitely going to benefit a lot. And I like to remind everybody again, there will not be another transformation of this magnitude happening again in Singapore. Really. So thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for tuning in to me, listening to me today. Again, good afternoon. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.